I still remember the moment she touched him. Not because I saw it clearly, but because everything stopped. My name is Kenechukwu. I sold cloth in the market in our town. That day, the streets were louder than usual. People were shouting one name, Jesus Christ. They said he was coming through our road. I had heard stories about him. Some said he healed the sick. Some said blind people could see again after he prayed. But I did not know if it was true. So I left my stall and followed the crowd.
The Messiah
The road
approaches.
was full. People pushed from every side. Mothers lifted their children so they could see him. Old men tried to move closer. Everyone wanted to touch him. That was when I saw her. She moved slowly through the crowd. Her face was tired. Her clothes were simple. She kept her head down like someone who did not want to be seen. At first, I did not think much about it. But the man next to me whispered, "That woman should not be here." I looked at him. "Why?" I asked. He said quietly, "She has been bleeding for many years. People say it has been 12 years. No doctor could help her." Then I understood. In our culture, a woman like that stayed away from crowds. People believed she was unclean. If others knew she was there, they would push her out. But she kept moving, slowly, carefully, like someone who had made a decision and could not turn back. She did not try to speak to Jesus. She did not shout like the others. She only stretched her hand, just a little, just enough to touch the edge of his robe. For a moment, nothing happened. Then Jesus stopped walking. The whole crowd stopped with him. He turned around and said, "Who touched me?" The men with him looked confused. One of them said, "Master, people are pressing you from every side." But Jesus shook his head. "Someone touched me. I felt power leave me." Suddenly, the woman froze. I could see fear on her face. Slowly, she stepped forward and fell to the ground in front of him. Her voice was shaking when she spoke. She told him everything, how she had been sick for 12 years, how she spent all her money on doctors, how nothing worked. Then she said the words I would never forget. "I said to myself, if I only touch your clothes, I will be healed." The crowd became quiet. No one pushed, no one spoke. Jesus looked at her for a long moment. Then he smiled gently and said, "Daughter, your faith has healed you. Go in peace." At that moment, something changed in her face. The tired look was gone. She stood up slowly. I cannot explain it well, but it was like watching a person breathe again after being underwater for too long. People around me began whispering. Some were shocked, some were afraid. But I stood there thinking about one thing. She was not the strongest person in the crowd. She was not the richest. She was not the most respected. But she was the one who believed the most. And that was the day I learned something I still tell my children now. Sometimes the miracle belongs to the person who refuses to give up, even when everyone else says it is over. This is Sonny Joe, and that is how she was healed.